Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to get on Harley Collison. He's now had 6 fights with 3 wins, 1 defeat with 2 draws. And yes, I had him on before the rematch before his last fight, which was the rematch against Morgan Sellamuthu. And he won. He got his revenge. 57-56. And pleasure getting you on, Harley.
Yes, mate. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, good to finally get that one done and dusted. It was sort of lingering around for a little while. It was there was a year between the first fight and the second fight, and yeah, it was something I really wanted to get sorted out, and yeah, I think I've done the job convincingly. To be fair.
You came out straight away and just put it on him from the get-go. I believe you knocked him down, was it first 20 seconds or something?
Yeah, I caught him early. Yeah, look, mate, that fight, it was close on the points. I personally feel like I sort of was a few more points in front, to be honest. But the
I
main
had you
thing is,
up by 3 points.
yeah, the main thing is I got the win, so that's irrelevant. But that fight, it sort of it did. There was a lot of emotion invested in that fight, and it wasn't about going out there and showing my boxing skill and you know using my boxing to beat him. I was there to do it the hard way, to prove a point that you don't need the amateur pedigree, you know, or if you train hard, if you work hard and give it 110%, you can get the job done. And it's just about giving him a bit of a beating, really, and sort of doing it the hard way. So yeah, it wasn't pretty, and it was scrappy, and I didn't show too much of my boxing skill, but I've done what I needed to get done, and yeah, I think it was a exciting fight for people to watch.
It definitely was. And when you put him down, you sort of, what's the word, roared at him sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there was a lot of emotion in that fight, like the whole year, in fact. It wasn't necessarily about the loss against Morgan because, I didn't hold it personally against him. I didn't even particularly care that much about it. It was more the whole year, the build up of me. Like, I had a fight against Haji Muhas in February, and then I was just chasing fights, staying ready, and I wasn't getting nothing. And it was just frustrating. And then I give it all up. I didn't renew my license, and I said, I can't be doing this. I'm not making any money. It's costing me a lot of money. And then all of a sudden I got thrown a bone, and it was like 110% into it to just to prove the point, really, what I'm about. And hopefully now, something interesting is going to come in.
Yeah, 100%. And did you just feel like from then he couldn't really get going, could he, Morgan? Because you were just in his face and you sort of made him throw fire with fire, which was what you would like your sort of style. You didn't let him try and get his range like what he normally does.
Now, listen, without sounding arrogant, I knew that's how it's going to go because, I said it from the start, from the whole build up. I said, you can't stick with me. I'm going to stick it on you, and you're going to get a pound. Like, when I say I gave him a beating, like, yeah, it was like, he done good work, but like, he couldn't hurt me. There's nothing he could do to me on that night that was going to hurt me. And he did hit me with some good shots, but, I was a man possessed, and I knew it was going to go like that. There's no way that all the training I'd done, everything that's happened to me, that I was going to take no for an answer. So, yeah, without sounding arrogant, I knew it was going to go that. I knew that he was going to have no choice other than to fight me because, like you say, I did sort of chase him round, and I didn't give him a minute to breathe. And that's, I made him fight my fight, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. And you said that in your interviews with me and other people that I've seen you do the interviews with, you said exactly what you did.
Yeah, and that's, if you're gonna, I'm not into sort of the trash talk side of it. I like to be respectful,
Yeah.
but I knew, I knew the score on this one, and there was a little bit of hype about it being a rematch, and I think actually the build up played up really well and top tier. They done great promotion on it, and I think the interviews were good, and yeah, I think it all sort of like played out how it was supposed to be, really.
And did it give you just that little bit more confidence, getting that knockdown so early on?
Um, yeah, I mean, listen, I was charged up anyway, mate, and then after that, I was even more. If I had stuck to my boxing a little bit more, I could have got him out of there that night. When I had him hurt, I was just totally engrossed in continuing the beatdown that I didn't really like have much method behind it. And I don't think I gave too much away. That is a side of me that I've always got in me. And when it gets dirty and when it gets hard, that's when I thrive. And then I can fight like that, and that's good. But I have got other aspects to my game, which I don't think I've given away. I was I was a man on a mission in that last fight, but I have got better boxing ability than that. So I think, hopefully something juicy is going to come in now, and I get to show another side of me, which is still going to be entertaining, but just a little bit more method behind it.
Fair enough. And of course, that knockdown won you the fight. Did you, when it said 57, 56, you felt hard done by, last time you fought Morgan, did you feel like they would, were you confident that you were going to get the decision?
Listen, in my mind, I knew that I'd won that fight, but listen, you never know what's going to happen and what the judge is going to say. And yeah, the knockdown did win me the fight, but I honestly feel like I I think I won or 4 rounds
And you
to
had a
two,
tenner
really.
as well.
Yeah, so um, yeah, listen, as long as I got the win, that's good enough for me. Yeah, they scored it tighter than what I thought and what was expected, but
Hmm.
the main thing is I've got my hand raised and I can move on from it now. I know they was talking about a trilogy, and
That
that's
was
all
my
good and
next.
well.
That was my next question. Would you want to entertain a trilogy? I mean, I know you think you're 2-0 up on him, and you're 1-1 against each other. Would you entertain it or?
Listen, for me, mate, I haven't made like that last fight. I didn't make a single dime, and actually, it cost me money. I didn't even make enough money to clear the hotel for the 2 days, and all the days off work. I'm thousands of pounds out after that, and I haven't made any money out of this game. So in terms of doing a ticket deal fight again, I'm out. I'm not entertaining it anymore. I can't afford to do it. So if we were to have a trilogy fight, it would be on a 50-50 ticket deal, which just doesn't entertain me, mate. All I want now is, real tough challenges. I'm willing to fight anyone, right, on a big stage, and I want to get paid for it because I can't do it otherwise. Like, you know, I sold 18 tickets for that fight, and I pressed it and pressed it. And we had all the promotion, and then there was someone let me down on the table last minute, and it cost me £500 out of my own pocket. And it's just,
Mm.
you know, I work full time, mate. I work 6, 7 days a week in the build up to the fight. On fight week, I had to do like 5 days worth of work in 3 days just so I could have the 2 days off, the Thursday and the Friday. And I know there's a lot of people in the same boat, and I'm not, trying to say I'm hard done by, but I just can't physically do it unless I'm going to earn some money.
So
So
it's so you want to
that
do what you did against like Hadji and Danny Boyle.
yeah, and that's what I planned to do when I turned over. That's what I thought was going to happen. I thought I was going to have regular fights once a month, get thrown in there against, like the best, and I might win some, might lose some, but it went stale for me after I got a couple of draws against Danny Boyle and Hadji, and then sort of, I'm not saying I couldn't get any fights, but there was nothing really popping up, and
Mm.
it wasn't really how I thought it was going to be. So I've got to be a bit more strategic about it and like look after myself now because at the end of the day, like I'm not in a good position where I don't have to work and I can just train all the time. I'm putting serious graft in to be able to get into that ring. So I feel like I should, at least get my expenses covered,
Yeah. What was the tougher fight? The first fight with Morgan or the second one you had? And what would you say was
Um,
your better performance?
well, I think the second fight was probably my better performance. The first fight, you know, I had a fight the week before against Danny Boyle, and then I took that fight on a few days' notice. I was on, I wasn't prepared particularly, um, and it probably made that a bit harder than what it was. But yeah, no, probably I'd say the better fight was the second fight, for sure. It was, there was a bit cleaner work in there from both of us, and
Hmm.
yeah, like I said, and it was a good fight. So that's all I want to be involved in is like, you know, memorable fights. I haven't got a massively long time in this game, so short and sweet, and let's be part of like some proper bangers. So.
Yeah, and you certainly have been. That was probably one of the best fights of the night, in my opinion.
Oh, I've got Stefan Vincent trying to call me there.
Oh, he fought last night, didn't he, at your
He
call?
did, yeah. He said he had a tough night. And yeah, I think was you there last night or?
Oh no, I was there the week before when he fought.
Oh, you a week before, yeah.
Yeah, he had two tough fights, hasn't he, in a row now?
He has, mate. Fair play to him. He's earning some money and he's putting in the graft, and
Some upset
kind of
wins for him as well, I reckon. Soon,
you what, mate?
I said I reckon it. If he keeps fighting how he is, he'll get some wins as well.
Oh, mate, that's it. Thing is with him, like when he's good and he's training, he's healthy. He is a very good boxer, my man. Like it's all about living the life, and sometimes things come into play outside of training and work that can distract you, and it's all a mind game, isn't it? So staying focused is, definitely the biggest part of this game.
Hmm. Well, who's next for you? Would you want that Muniz rematch as Hadji won last night? He got a stoppage win against the Grajam back, I believe.
Oh, right, Gracian. Yeah, I know Gracian. Well, they're a bit lighter nowadays. I think I'm
They
not
might be
sure what they
middle,
weighed
are
in.
they?
Yeah, I can make middleweight, and that's going to be next for me. So I've already said to my manager, I need the rest of the year to sort my life out financially and things like that, and get myself on track. And I've got a lot going on, a lot of work, and it'd be different if I was earning income out of this boxing. I'm not, so I've got to take the rest of the year to get back on track. And then I've asked for end of February, so from the new year, that gives me 8 week camp, and I want I want something big. I want to be the underdog. I want to be on a big platform, and I want a tough fight where all the odds are against me, and that's how I like it, to be honest. So I want to go in there and stick it on, whoever, someone that's supposed to be the next big thing, and let me test them out and see how good they are. Do you know what I mean? Let me
Yeah, one
test
of
their heart.
Matchroom's or Boxers or Frank Warren's
Hey,
upcoming
something
star.
along them lines would be lovely.
Yeah.
I'm sort of like being realistic about my career, and obviously I'm 31, so I've come into it late, and I don't think the journeyman route is going to be me as such. It's not in my sort of genetics to lay down at all, and I'm not going to get the fights week in week out because I'm a tough fight. So what I'd like to do is just now, I'd be happy just to be a tester for the British level. Do you know what I mean? Like just throw me in there with anyone that's going to be the next best thing, and let me test them. Let me test their heart. Let me break them down, and I'd like cause a few upsets, and like I want someone to really lay it on me and test me and see how strong I really am. So big fights is what I want. I want to be the underdog. I like that, and some coin. I want some money. I need to make this financially doable as well. So hopefully, someone can sort of throw something like that my way, and I'm there to put on a show and show them what I'm about. So
Well,
fingers crossed,
hopefully,
mate.
I mean, you've got that big win and it gets your name out there more, that you was on the zone. So you got good exposure on that last fight.
Yeah, I did, and it's it's a bit frustrating because I was just starting to build my social media up, and then my Instagram got hacked
Yeah.
like a few days after, and which it's just standard setbacks, mate. But I'm not used to. I'll be building it up again, and no one's going to break me. So yeah, let's just keep going.
Hmm. And before I let you go, do you want to thank anyone who's helping you in your career at the moment?
Yeah, there is I've got a small team, but it's a good team. I've got Danny Rueg, my manager, who, he's the man. He's been there from day one, and he's a proper fighting man. And you know, he's I can talk to him about anything, and yeah, he's a good man to have on your side. Jacob McMillan been training me since the start of the year, and just the little adjustments that he's made, it's just been working wonders. And there's a lot more for me to show. Like I said, the last fight was just all about the war. And yeah, there's a couple of, like, my best pal Wes, he does all my nutrition, and he's there for motivation. And to be honest, that's about it. It's a small knit, team just full of a couple of good people. So, and that's all you need, really.
Exactly that. And from me, Harley, yeah, thank you for your time today.
Yeah, you too, mate. Always a pleasure, and I will see you about, and definitely see you next year.
Thank you, mate. Bye.
Top man. Cheers, mate. Bye bye.